Hey everybody, Joe Baby here. I'm in the last final section. It's about 8:30 in the morning. I'm on the final section of the Smoky Mountains. I'll be glad to be out of here. The weather's crazy. 1 minute it's sunny, next minute it's raining, next minute it's snowing. Icy sections, rainy I mean, it's just never ending. So I woke up this morning and there was a wind advisory. Of course, I was at 5,800 feet, so there's always wind up here, but it was pretty windy. Right now, I'm in like a hemlock forest, so it's not too bad. I'm in the final section of the Smokies. I think I've got probably 17 miles left, which I'm gonna probably complete today. And I wanted to video a little bit of this section of the trail. It's kind of my favorite because it's mossy and kind of spooky looking and just really cool. So here's the trail. And this is my favorite part. So I think I said it already. I'm at 225 miles, roughly. Probably be done later this evening. Calling for rain after 1 o'clock. I mean, look at all this moss. It's so cool. Calling for rain after 1 o'clock. So the best thing would be is if I could make it to, I'm sure what the name of the shelter is, but it's the last shelter heading northbound out of the Smokies. It's the last shelter, and it's also one of the oldest shelters, or one of the old shelters that they used to put gates and fences in front of the shelters to keep the bears out. But they quit doing that because people would lock themselves into the shelters and feed the bears. Well, sooner or later, the bears figure out how to get in. So you kind of got to be dumb to feed bears anyway, especially that close. But that's why they don't put gates in front of the gates and fences in front of the shelters anymore. So most of my day today is descent out of the Smokies, which is nice. So I'll probably be averaging about 3 miles an hour. So in the next 5 hours, hopefully I'll be done with the Smokies. And Smokies cross Interstate 40 right there. And I'm gonna camp somewhere down there tonight and meet up with Ann tomorrow, which will be really nice. She's gonna bring all my stuff and my sleeping bag. So all this time for the past, today is day 18. I've been using an ultralight backpacking quilt. It's rated at 20 degrees. But it's a little drafty, and I kind of feel like I've lucked out. Thought I heard something back there. Kind of feel like I've lucked out a little bit on it, not getting too cold. Here's a water source. That would be something that I would get water from. That little stream right there, but I don't need water. Anyway, so she's gonna bring my mummy bag, and I've had that thing down in single digits, but the quilt's been kind of working. But when it gets below 30, 35, I'd say, you can feel the cold air drafting in, And it doesn't take a whole lot of cold air to be very uncomfortable, at least for me. So I'm gonna switch it over for probably 3 weeks, and then I'm gonna have her send the quilt back to me in the mail to a hostel or something, probably a hostel, and I'll pick it up at a hostel when the average temps rise a little bit. Also, I'm getting, as soon as I get out of the Smokies, I'm getting rid of my ice spikes. I used my micro spikes a few times in the Smokies. What I learned about my ice spikes is that even though I wanted to use them in sections that were icy and snowy and pretty dangerous, if it's warm, you know, and the snow ice is wet, then it cakes up on the bottom of the spikes and they turn into real heavy lead weights and become, for the most part, useless. So anyway, that's all I got for you. Everything's good. Knees are starting to feel a little bit better, thankfully. Starting to worry if I was going to be experiencing pain this whole time. My shoes, I use Ultra Lone Peaks. And they're a running shoe. It's what are they? It's a running shoe. Anyway, I don't know. I'm thinking about upgrading when I get into Hot Springs, which is probably another 50, 60 miles. These shoes probably already have 400 miles on them anyway, from hiking that I've done before I started the trail. But they're a little thin and I'm getting poked with rocks, and I'm over it now, but a few days ago I bruised the bottom of my foot on a rock. So, you know, you got to hike all day pressing down on this bruise on your foot. I've got a lower calf injury, not real bad. That feels better today. That happened coming down from Klingman's Dome in the ice, and I slipped off of probably a 36, 38 inch step, and I just landed wrong. But little injuries just happen when you're doing something like this. You can't get past it. Just walking on uneven surfaces all day, but your legs, your feet, your ankles, all those muscles get stronger, and hopefully those injuries happen less and less. I don't like to take ibuprofen or painkillers or anything like that. Never have. I'm weird about feeling the pain and letting my body tell me when there's something wrong, instead of masking, putting a Band-Aid on it, and really hurting yourself. You know when you've had enough. When you don't have any painkillers or any ibuprofen, you know when you've had enough. Keep hearing something back there. So anyway, you can look for me while I walk. So anyway, that's all I have for you. And hope you guys have a great day, because I know I am. Talk to y'all later. See ya.